guys, welcome back to Your Mindset, Your Power. Have you ever noticed how happy dogs are for almost no reason at all? I was thinking about this the other day. You just look at them and their tail starts wagging. You walk through the door and they greet you like it's the greatest moment of their day. They nap, they play, they sit next to you, and they're just happy. No conditions, no effort, just pure joy of being alive and being with you, right? And honestly, sometimes I think dogs understand something about life that we have forgotten. Today, we are talking about the joy of being, what it really means to live in the present, why dogs seems to do this so naturally, and what we can learn from them about presence, peace, love, and joy. Because maybe dogs are not just our companions. Maybe they are our little furry teachers, teaching us how to love, how to forgive, how to be present, and how to find joy in the simplest way. But before we talk about those beautiful creatures, I think we need to answer an important question, my friend. What does it actually mean to be present? Because we hear that phrase all the time, right? Live in the moment, be present, practice mindfulness. But what does that really mean? Most people think living in the present means never thinking about the future. Not true, my friend. Or pretending the past never happened. Also, not true. Living in the present simply means learning from the past without living there, or planning for the future without constantly worrying about it. It means bringing your attention back to what is happening right now. Because if we're honest with ourselves, my friend, most of us spend very little time in the present moment. Our body is here, but our mind is somewhere else, replaying conversations, worrying about tomorrow, thinking about the next thing we need to do. And while we're busy doing all that, life is happening right now. And maybe that's what dogs understand so well. They're not just waiting for life to begin. They're living the life that's already in front of them. You know, the walk, the sunshine, the person they love. And maybe that's the lesson. The joy of being isn't found somewhere in the future, my friend. It's found in fully experiencing the moment you are already in. Because this moment is the only place life actually exists. And once we understand that, the rest of this conversation will start to make a lot more sense. So, why do dogs seem so much happier than we are? Well, I think part of it is because they experience life differently. They don't spend their time judging themselves the way we do, right? They don't wake up thinking, oh no, I was so awkward at the dog park yesterday, right? Or I wonder if that golden retriever thinks I'm successful enough. No, they just wake up to a new day. And to be honest with you, that sounds pretty nice, right? Dogs also don't tie their worth to productivity. They don't care how many emails they answered, how much money they made, or how many things they checked off their to-do list. And maybe my favorite thing about dogs is that they experience life through their senses. You know, a walk is not a task, it's an adventure. They smell the sounds, the air, the grass, that tree that apparently needs a full investigation. They are completely immersed in that experience. And that is something many of us have forgotten how to do. Because before we even have our coffee, our mind is already running through the day. The list, the responsibilities, the problem we need to solve, and then we wonder why we're exhausted before lunch. Now, of course, life is a little more complicated for us humans. I get it, right? We have responsibilities, we have pressures, we have things dogs don't have to think about. But I think there is a lot we can learn from the way they move through life. And before we talk about that, let's look at what science can teach us about why this comes so naturally to them. There are three things happening in a dog's brain and body that can help us explain this. The first one is oxytocin. You probably have heard of it. It's the bonding hormone, the love chemical, the same one that helps connect a mother to their newborn, to their baby. Research has shown that when a dog and their person make eye contact, both of them can experience an increase of oxytocin. Both of them, my friend. So, that feeling you get when your dog looks at you? They feel that connection too. That bond is real. I think about this when I remember my baby, my dog Jack, who I lost 4.5 years ago. And let me tell you, he still lives in my heart and my memories every single day. I can remember it like it was this morning, waking up and seeing him next to my bed, looking at me with those beautiful eyes, full of joy and love, wagging his tails, happy to see me. It's like he was saying, "Good morning, Mom. I'm happy for another day with you." Let me tell you, that was pure love, pure presence, pure oxytocin for both of us. And I miss that every day. The second thing is what scientists call the default mode network. Don't worry, I'll explain that. It's not going to be a neuroscience lecture, I promise. It's simple. The default mode network is a group of brain regions involved in things like remembering the past, imagining the future, and getting lost in our thoughts. And while those abilities are incredibly useful, they can also pull us away from the present moment. Humans spend a lot of time in their heads, right? We all do. That mental noise that never turns off? Yep, that one, my friend. Dogs seem to spend a lot more time experiencing what is right in front of them. And that makes me a little jealous, to be honest. That must be nice, right? All right, the third thing is how they handle stress in their bodies. After something scary or exciting happens, a dog feels it fully, and then they release it. Their nervous system spikes, and then it comes back down. We often do the opposite, right? We hold on to things. We stay activated long after the moment has passed. We carry the stress of yesterday into today and the worry of tomorrow into right now. And my friend, that chronic tension, it disconnects us from the present moment completely because it is very hard to enjoy the sunshine when your nervous system is still living in yesterday's storm, right? So let's talk about what we can learn from dogs. Because of course we're not dogs, right? We have responsibility, we have pressures, we have bills, we have families, we have jobs. We have a brain that is wired to think ahead, and that is not going to completely change, right? But we can learn so much from them because joy is often found in the ordinary moments we are actually currently living. Not in the next achievement, the next goal, or the next problem to solve. No. And yes, of course, we need awareness and we need to practice daily. to be able to accomplish that. So, here are the 3 real shifts you can practice every day. This is going to help us, and it's been helping me. The first one is this: your worth is not your output. Just be aware of that. And this is where our ego often gets involved. And I'm not talking about ego as in arrogance. No. Ego as in the part of us that believes our values comes from what we do, what we achieve, and how productive we are. Somewhere along the way, many of us started believing that we have to earn our right to rest, earn our right to feel good, earn our right to be enough. But think about it, my friend. How many times have you told yourself, I'll relax when I finish this? And then something else gets added to the list. And then something else. The list never really ends. There's always another email, another responsibility, another thing competing for your attention. Guess what? The dog doesn't live that way. They don't wake up wondering if they accomplished enough yesterday. They simply exist. They love. They receive love. And somehow that is enough. Maybe there is a lesson in that for all of us. You are allowed to feel peace and joy. Not after everything is done, my friend. Right now. The second shift is this: accept what you can't control. Dogs don't fight reality the way we do. If it's raining, they deal with the rain. They don't spend the whole day saying, I cannot believe the weather did this to me. They don't make the rain personal. If something happens, they respond to it, and then they move on. They don't spend 3 days processing why it happened, like us, right? Or whether the universe is against them. Acceptance is not giving up, my friend. Acceptance is choosing not to waste your energy fighting for what you cannot control or change. So you actually have something left to what you can. Let's go to the third shift. Feel it and release it. Dogs feel emotions fully and completely, and then they let them go. No story attached, no identity built around it. We do the opposite, my friend. We feel something and then we hold it. We replay it. We analyze it. We ruminate, right? We turn one feeling into a whole documentary. I often tell my clients, allow yourself to feel your feelings. It's totally okay. And in fact, it's healthy. But don't build a home there. Feel it, honor it, listen to what it's trying to show you, and then, when you're ready, come back to the present moment. Dogs seem to be much better at this than we are, my friend. They feel it, they shake it off, and then they come back to the present moment where life is actually happening. Now, knowing something and practicing are 2 very different things, right? So, because of that, I want to make it practical. Here's 4 small things I would love for you to try this week. They're simple. They don't take a lot of time, but they can help you feel more connected to yourself and more connected to the present moment, and maybe even a little more connected to the joy of being. Let's go to number 1. Take a walk without your phone. I know it's not easy. I know, but try it. Start with just 10 or 15 minutes. As you walk, notice 3 things you can smell, 5 things you can see, 2 things you can feel. Just pay attention. Notice what is around you. Be there the way dogs are on every single walk. And listen, if you have a dog, watch them for a moment. They're not trying to finish the walk. They are living the walk, enjoying every single second of it. I know, I remember all those moments. Let's go to tool number 2. Try what I call the 5-minute wiggle and shake. Let me say it again. 5-minute wiggle and shake. Let me explain. When dogs are happy, their whole body wiggles, right? And I know this sounds a little silly, but you can try it too. Let's do it. Shake your hands, shake your arms, your shoulders, your legs, your whole body. Move the tension out. We store so much stress in our bodies and rarely give ourselves permission to release it. So go ahead, my friend. Just let's look ridiculous. Who cares? Honestly, your dog might look at you like, wait, is she trying to be me? But I have a feeling they would approve it. Let's go to tool number 3. Try the unplug and play challenge. Let me explain. Dedicate 15 minutes a day to something purely recreational. Something with no goal attached, no productivity attached, no achievement attached. Maybe if you like to draw something. Maybe you like to dance, put a song and just dance. Read a few pages of a book. Play with your pet them. Sit outside, listen to a podcast. Maybe this one, just saying. No outcome, my friend. No pressure, just presence. Something that simply you enjoy. Tool number 4, breathe slowly and come back to your body. If you have a pet, put your hand on them. Feel their warmth. Notice their breathing. Let their calm remind your body that you are safe. And if you don't have a pet, hold your own hands. Place one hand on your heart. Take a slow breath. 2 minutes. That's all. Sometimes coming back to yourself is much simpler than we make it, my friend. I practice this myself every single day. And while they may seem small, they don't underestimate them, my friend. They work. Sometimes the smallest shift create the biggest changes. So try 1 or try 2. See what happens. And most importantly, give yourself permission to slow down long enough to actually experience your life. All right, my dear friend, let's bring this home. Dogs are not happier than us because life is perfect for them. They are happier because they are not constantly arguing with the present moment. They live more fully in the now. They feel and release. They don't measure their worth by what they did today. And they remind us of something we forget so easily. Joy does not always come from having more. Sometimes joy comes from noticing more. Noticing the walk, noticing the breath, the sunlight, the person in front of you, the small ordinary moment you almost rushed past. The science helps us understand this too. The oxytocin that connects us. The default mode network that can pull us into mental noise. And the nervous system that needs to release stress instead of carrying it all day. And the 3 shifts are simple but powerful. Let go of productivity as your worth. Accept what it is instead of fighting reality. And learn to feel without holding it forever. Use the tools this week. Even only one of them, or start small, my friend. Presence is not something you magically find one day. It is something you practice. One breath, one walk, one moment at a time. Before I let you go, my dear friend, I want you to try something this week. The next time you are with a dog, or even just thinking about the one you love or you loved, pay attention. Notice how they are with you. They are not trying to impress anyone. They are not worried about tomorrow. They're not replaying what happened yesterday. They are simply there, fully present, fully alive. And maybe that's what dogs have been trying to teach us all along. They don't need a special occasion to feel joy. They find it in the walk, in the sunshine, in the squeaky toy, in the belly rub, in seeing their favorite human walk through the door. Somewhere along the way, many of us forgot how to do that. We started believing that joy lives somewhere in the future. But life is happening right now, my friend. In this breath, in this moment, in this ordinary day we so often rush through. So next time life feels like too much, take a breath, pause, look around, and just be. Because what dogs have always known and what we keep forgetting is that joy doesn't require a reason. It simply requires presence. That is the joy of being. And listen, my friend, if this episode resonated with you, share it with someone who needs it today. And if you have a dog, go give them a hug for me. They are amazing, right? I love them so much. And I will have another dog soon. Hopefully, I will keep you posted for sure. They already know everything we just talked about. I'll see you next week, my dear friend. Remember, your mindset is not just what you think, it's where your power begins. I love you guys.